This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. If you still want to listen, go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back, everybody. Patriots Dynasty Podcast. Getting close to the end of the 2002 season. We're in week 15 as we travel to, I don't know, where in Tennessee is it? Nashville? Did I make that up?
Yeah.
It's got to be Nashville.
You boys have been. I have not. The Nashville, Tennessee to face the 8-5 Tennessee Titans. The Patriots also 8-5, so this is a game that means a lot in the playoffs. And we will come across that soon enough, at least for the Patriots. But before we get stuck in, Steve Brown, would you like to introduce your guest?
Yeah, we have Scott joining us, not because he's a Titans fan, though, just because you heard how awesome Trevor had here, so here he is.
I heard Trevor on. I got really jealous. Felt like I needed to one-up him. We'll see how it goes. But I was also kind of a Titans fan, just because they had like a cool logo, and cool colors.
You know, so was Steve, actually.
As I could draw the logo really well. I found an easy logo to draw because like I'm a child, and it was like a T, but it was also like a sword. It was super cool to draw, and then it had like flames and shit off it.
That's flames? I don't know. I just thought it was a T with like some stars around it or some shit.
No, and then at a circle, it had like the red and blue flames coming off it.
I was really good at drawing the Falcons logo because it was like a straight line at the top and then a curve at the bottom. It was super easy.
Yeah, Pat's really fucked up with an impossible to draw logo.
Impossible.
The new one's not that bad. It's easy
Dude's
enough.
face? I don't know. I'm terrible at that.
I've had a lot of practice. I bet Greg can draw it.
I mean, it's tough to make it look like it's supposed to look.
Yeah, I cheat.
Like,
I'm like in the mountain, but like it still comes out a little weird looking. Because I'm a terrible drawer. That's why I like the Titans one. It's just a T. It's just straight lines and shit. It's easy.
It was a super downgrade from the Oilers, though. Those old Oilers jerseys and helmets are so sweet.
The colors
I feel
were...
like those helmets were up there with the old Patriots helmets. Like it just screams old school.
Yeah, I agree.
I was just a fan of the baby blue on the Titans, you know? It's nice.
It's like the Chargers baby blue.
Yeah.
Well, anything's better than what the Chargers are wearing now. Have you seen them this year with those like neon yellow pants? It's like if Steve had designed a uniform.
Titans is kind of a shitty name, you know? Like, does it even have any relevance to Tennessee?
Probably not.
Maybe they're the Titans of industry.
It's super generic, though. Well, didn't Chris Berman, he wanted them to be the Tennessee Tuxedos, which would have been fucking sick.
Yeah,
Can you imagine the uniforms?
Sick jerseys.
Just like black everywhere except for like the front like chest piece would be white. Little bow tie at the top.
Dude, bow ties. God, that'd be sweet.
That would be so sweet.
I feel like it would look kind of soft, though, you know, just like guys out there in fake tuxedo looks.
Nah, you'd look like a gentleman.
Everyone
I think it
is
would look
great
stately.
Is a gentleman, like, are you scared of a gentleman, though? I feel like
you
look at someone in a tuxedo, you feel like you can fuck them up.
No, what? You're not scared.
Yeah, say that to James Bond, dude.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I take it back.
But this was not the Tennessee Tuxedos. This is the Tennessee Titans, unfortunately. And unfortunately, they kicked the shit out of the Patriots in this game.
We lost?
We start with the score? Yeah, they lost.
Damn.
Thanks for coming, Greg. They lost 24-7.
There were no highlights for this game.
Awful game.
If someone that's how bad it was. There were no highlights.
Yeah, they were actually, I literally couldn't find any highlights except for one guy who was, I think, some like Titans historian or something like that, who had like a minute 52 clip of the pick six, and that was it that Tom Brady threw.
Hard. This is a hard,
awful party. I really, really regret coming on this episode.
Yeah, this was not a great episode. Did you actually watch the game?
I actually watched the game. I was like, I'm going to be all in on this. And then I look at the score, and I'm like, fuck, I already made a mistake. And then I watched the first half, and I'm like, this is just the fucking worst. This game sucks.
You watch first half, you're like, how can it get worse? And then it does.
Yeah.
And then you watch the second half. So let's do the watchability score out of 6 Lombardis. Steve, I think I heard you say you gave it a 1.
Yeah. It was final scores, what was it?
24 to 7.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that close.
It wasn't. It should have been.
The Titans were running clock basically halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole game. No.
After Brady threw the pick 6, yeah. But this it was a microcosm of the entire season where the Patriots couldn't stop the run, couldn't actually run the ball, and then just like gave up on it completely. I think, Greg, do you have the stats there? Let's see.
Sure, what do you need?
Rushing yards, for and against.
Well, George had 100 yards on the ground with another 50 from McNair. Oh, another 85 from Robert Holcomb.
Right. So, so Tennessee got 238 rushing yards. The Patriots had 56.
Yeah,
and 10 of those were from Tom Brady.
Than that, though, because Eddie George had 31 rushes for 100 yards.
31 rushes.
It was 100 yards by LeGarrette Blount, but without LeGarrette Blount breaking a big run at all. Just 3 yards fall over.
Yeah, it was not good.
The average was 3 yards, and I felt like every single run he had was also 3 yards. It's brutal.
Except for that, he had one that was 15, and then everything else was literally 3 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
Yeah, this is 2002, huh?
Yeah.
120 passing yards for the Patriots and 127 for the Titans. Yikes.
In the whole game. That's what I'm saying. I knew that. I looked that up at like
NFL
halftime.
Oh. Yeah, I did the same thing, Steve. Like, how bad is it really? And it was that bad. So yeah, I give it. I mean, this is probably, I'd say, the worst loss we've seen so far. I mean, there's been some Dolphins ones that were brutal, but this is score-wise, like the Patriots don't lose this big, really ever. So
I felt like it was much worse than the score as well, just because, like I said, they seemed like they were just running out the clock the entire game. They just ran the ball over and over again, and we couldn't stop them.
Mm-hmm. And even if they tried to pass it, McNair would drop back to pass, and then the field would open up in the middle, and he just he wasn't even running. He was more like limping for 10 yards a pop. It was awful.
Yeah, he was.
Although, I mean, watch the first 10 minutes of it because there's some awesome names in there.
Oh, yeah. Do we want to get into those?
Titans come back again later, but there's so many good players that you're like, oh, shit, I remember him.
Yeah, I think we'll see the Titans next year. But let's get in this Titans team. They would finish the season 11-5, first in the AFC South, the vaunted AFC South. They would beat the Steelers in overtime in a shootout, 34-31 in the divisional, and lose. They get their doors blown off by the Raiders, who would go to the Super Bowl, 24-41. Not great. This was Jeff Fisher though, which
it was.
This has got to
be surprising to see Jeff Fisher beat the Patriots because this was literally his only time he did it in the 7 games that he played.
Can we get his record against the Patriots? Because
he was 6-1. Well, no, the Patriots were 6-1 against Jeff Fisher team.
So
this is really
Fisher was 6-1. I was like, I thought he'd be more around 500.
Not against the Patriots.
Everybody overall.
But they were rolling coming into this game, right? They started 1-4.
Yeah, so they kind of mirrored the Patriots season where they won their first game and then lost 4 in a row. So the Patriots won their first 2 games and lost 4 in a row. And then they won, I think it was coming into 6 of the last 7 or something like that to get to 8-5. And the Patriots, kind of did the same sort of thing. So they were kind of mirror images, but I don't know why, but it seemed like the Titans were more legit 8-5 than the Patriots were. Because even in these wins that we've seen this year, they haven't been particularly dominant in any fashion. They've been winning, but they've been kind of boring wins, like we talked last week.
Yeah, that game in Chicago was really boring, Andy.
Was it a deserved win, would you say?
Overtime against the Chiefs snoozer.
Yeah, real snooze fest.
I'm talking about since those.
No, you're talking about the podcast that we're recording based on the season. That's what's boring.
I disagree.
Well, this is a legit team, though. I mean, they're, 3 years removed from their Super Bowl, right?
Correct.
1999.
Yeah.
So they went 13-3 for 1999 and 2000, and a lot of those guys are still on this team.
Yeah, but they're kind of starting to break down now. Like we're talking about McNair. They were talking about because this was Al Michaels and John Madden. First of all, amazing, but they were talking about how McNair didn't practice during the week.
Yeah, for like the last 6 weeks or something, he just gave up on practicing.
Yeah, he just shows up on game day and fucking slings it.
I don't know. I think that's classic Steve McNair, though. He did that forever.
Yeah, because they showed some like infographic of like all the injuries he'd had over the years. It's like, oh, he has a bad toe, and he's got a bad knee, and he's got a bad shoulder, and he's got a bad ribs, and he's got a bad other shoulder, and like just on and on. Like every single year he was just like dragging his ass through the season.
But doesn't he go to win an MVP after this in like 2 years? Remember when Patriots beat the co-MVPs, Manning and
I believe it's next year.
Oh, wow. Want to get into Steve McNair? I got a lot of notes on him.
For sure. Steve McNair.
I got a lot of notes. I watched his A Football Life, Steve McNair. He's the man.
Nice.
He is the man. So let's start at the beginning here. He's a country boy through and through. He's from Mount Olive, Mississippi.
Yep.
So he's super talented. He was drafted by the Mariners out of high school. He got offered a full boat to play at Florida, but they wanted him to play like defensive back. So he said no, and he went to Alcorn State,
right,
which is in Mississippi. It's an HBCU, and it's also Division I AA.
So basically UNH of Mississippi.
Dude, and yeah. And he fucking dominated. You know, I can't remember whose stats we were talking about last week, but his senior year stats at Alcorn State, he had combined yardage on the ground and through the air. He had 6,281 yards and 56 touchdowns in 11 games.
11 games?
Dude. He was averaging 570 yards of offense a game and 5 touchdowns.
Holy shit.
For 11
Holy
games.
crap.
Dude, you should look up his college highlights. They're insane.
Does he have college highlights?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dude, he was a thick boy too. They kept mentioning it in the Football Life. They
mentioned the game all the time too, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of game.
Dude, he actually came third in Heisman voting.
At Alcorn State?
Yep.
That's insane.
It's tied for the highest ever like finish for a 1AA player.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did he run a bunch in college too, or did he kind of pick that up in the NFL?
I think he did run a bunch in college. Sounds
like
trucking everyone.
Yeah, I think it was like 5,000 through the air and 1,000 on the ground.
Jesus.
In 11 games.
That's insane.
I have a hard time doing that in Madden on easy.
He was a thick boy though, you know? So there was a great story from when he was like at college, and they were talking about how he hated lifting weights, and his the strength coach was like, I said that if he could go over there and like bench press 260 10 times, he wouldn't have to work out for like the year. And he said he just went over, knocked it out, and then took a nap in the weight room.
What a badass.
Yeah, that's my kind of guy.
It's incredible.
God damn, yeah. Jesus.
So then he has that really successful senior year, and he's pretty highly touted coming out of there. So 1995 draft, he's picked 3rd overall by the Houston Oilers. He's the highest drafted African-American quarterback at the time, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Wait, when did he get drafted?
95.
Wow.
So he's like, I looked it up, and the names you'd recognize before him, like Cunningham and Warren Moon. Those are the guys that kind of like set the standard, I think.
Yeah, makes sense.
But he was the first ever MVP, like Steve was saying. He was the first ever black MVP. Second ever black quarterback to start in a Super Bowl. Can you name the first?
Doug Williams?
Nice, Andy.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Nailed that.
1988.
Yeah, Redskins.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember his name.
So, I mean, it took him a little while to get like to win the starting job. By the time they went to Tennessee, that's when he started really picking it up. So I think that was 99, I believe.
Yeah.
And that was the year they went to the Super Bowl. They had the Music City Miracle. Made the Pro Bowl. So that they went 13-3 that year. So 2000 to 2005 is really his like heyday. So we're kind of in the midst of it here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep. He won the MVP in 2003 with Manning. There was there was more people talking about him napping. He loved taking naps, apparently. I think it was Jeff Fisher that said like he used to nap before every practice and every game, and that if he didn't get his nap in, he'd play really poorly. It's just ridiculous. He's like all grumpy and shit because he didn't get a snooze in.
Are there like Tempur-Pedic beds in the locker room just for him?
Dude, I don't know.
2002, dude. He's probably napping on the floor.
Yeah. He's just a country boy, you know? He just like take a snooze wherever.
Need to go play football. All right, after let me take a little nap.
Yeah, so he ends up it sounded like kind of a sour ending in Tennessee. They drafted Vince Young, that was his replacement.
All right.
That worked out.
So they traded him to the Ravens. He actually went 13-3 with the Ravens in 2006.
That's right.
And then after that, he kind of tailed off, and then he retired like 2 years later. And then if you remember, he actually was murdered a little while ago. Did you know that?
No.
I thought it was a suicide
I thought it was
thing.
something else. Yeah.
It was a murder-suicide. So it was one of his mistresses, right? This it's this 20-year-old Iranian bartender at Dave & Buster's.
No, you're making that up.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Is this on Wikipedia?
Hang on, I'm gonna have to fact check this.
Fact check it, dude. Sahel Kazemi. So she's his mistress, and I guess what they think happened was she saw his other mistress leaving he had like a separate apartment where he like took women back to, I guess, that his wife didn't know about.
Okay.
So he went there one night, and basically she shot him 3 times and then shot herself in the head at the apartment.
Shit, that's super sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking. I mean, it's one of those things where there's a lot of like conspiracy shit floating around about it. But it seemed pretty cut and dry. I mean, she was going through like issues with money, and then she saw the other chick. She was, I think, she was Iranian. So
careful.
How many Iranian listeners do we have, Andy, do you think?
No offense to Iran at all. It's fine. We love you guys.
Hopefully none right now.
So yeah, a tragic ending, but a pretty sick career. And like, there's all sorts of cool stuff he did with like, they said he had like a football camp in the South where he had like 11,000 kids come through the camp, and it was completely free for every single person. And like Cam Newton went there, Vince Young went there. So like some pretty big names went through his football camp. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Another one of the reasons I actually like the Titans was because they had Steve McNair, and he was like the original like Deshaun Watson. Like,
no, I think I got a good comp. It's Ben Roethlisberger.
Whoa, you have to back that up, big dog.
He's more athletic than Ben, though.
Definitely more athletic.
But Ben always seems to be hurt. And like skipping a ton of practices and playing. You know, Ben's a tough son of a bitch.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he's like, he can run pretty well, and he's tough to bring down. He's
tough to bring down for sure.
In this game, he had that touchdown run where he broke that guy and then just blitzed Ty Law at the goal line. Just
through everyone.
Right through Ty.
There were like 3 dudes.
I went to go meet him at the goal line, and he just ran over him, and he got like ping pong with the safety coming across. It was a fucking gritty run. He had that 4th and goal, QB sneak.
Yep.
He was a pure grit.
I love how he's just like a country strong boy too. I need to meet somebody like that, you know?
Don't you live in North Carolina?
Yeah. But that's not really country, you know?
I mean, they can't be too far from there. Not in Durham,
just
but
go
there's
like
definitely some country strong people.
I'm talking like Louisiana,
30 minutes
Mississippi.
south.
Yeah. He opened like a crawfish restaurant too in Nashville. Like, just super southern shit. That's what I need.
Was this stadium the same one that we went to, Greg? I didn't know if they built a new one since that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's a different name. It was Adelphia Coliseum. So they built it when they moved.
Oh, right.
In 1999, I believe. I think it's been
grass any better now, though?
Yeah.
Because there was a shit ton of talk in this game about how god awful the grass was.
Really?
Like basically, they only replaced the turf between the numbers. So there's a strip of like actual grass, and the rest of it was, they literally call it painted dirt because they were spray painting the sidelines because you couldn't actually see where it was. And there was a bunch of guys like stepping out of bounds, like trying to catch a pass because they didn't know they were out of bounds because you couldn't actually see where the line was. And Belichick, I guess, before the game had like, he made them like repaint it to make it more obvious, and it still didn't work.
Yeah, they showed a clip of him before the game, like pointing at the sideline, like, "Hey, we need to paint this spot right here. This is going to be an issue."
And it was.
Yeah,
multiple times for both teams.
It was just a sloppy field, yeah.
It was.
Madden was pissed about it.
He was, Madden was like, "This is these teams are like billion-dollar industries, and they can't afford grass. The fuck is this?"
He's like, what are they doing? Are they working on golf courses? This is unacceptable.
It was awesome. Yeah, I've forgotten how much I enjoyed Madden.
Dude, Madden was
He
the
gets
best.
he gets a lot of shit, but like looking back on what he's talking about now compared to the guys we have today, I think I'd take Madden over any of them.
Did you catch
agree.
that at the end of the first half when the Patriots had just like a little bit of timeout left and like one or two timeouts? Madden's like, they should go for it. They need to throw this ball. They need to get down the field.
He's like, "I've learned my lesson."
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. Taking shots at himself. No, he was great. I really enjoyed him.
It's sad for me that when I hear Madden, I just think of like Frank Caliendo's impression of Madden every time. It's like a sad thing with me. I don't even remember the actual Madden.
It's a great impression, though. He's an all-timer.
He is all
Oh,
time.
he's really good. Yeah.
Rewatching these games has given me a whole new appreciation for his commentary.
Yeah. The only thing I could remember from Madden was like, it was always him doing Cowboys games. Those was like the only memories I had of John Madden.
And him saying in the Super Bowl, "Don't go for it." That was like the defining memory for me for Madden.
Yeah. But everybody forgets that he changed his tune halfway through. He's like, "Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do this."
I mean, he's just, saying that, call it as he sees it, which is pretty sweet, which I like.
Yeah.
That's how he saw it at that time. And I think we said on that Super Bowl episode, you can kind of see where he's coming from.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Can we talk about his eyebrows for a second? They're incredible. They're a different color from his hair. It's insane. How does that even make sense?
Super bushy, too.
Incredible.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
as a guy with bushy eyebrows, I appreciate his eyebrows.
You tweeze him?
I should. Instead, I just let him go wild.
He does what Dad does, Greg. He just lets them fucking go crazy.
Yeah. You know you have bushy eyebrows when if you go to like get your hair cut and they take the trimmers and the comb
Yep.
and they you know how they do it like by your ear? They do that on your eyebrows too. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I had to tell the lady, hey, what are you doing? Leave the eyebrows. She just started buzzing them off.
They know better than I do. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, they are a different color.
Yeah, they're like a dark brown, and he has gray hair.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. He's a rough looking dude.
Oh yeah, he's what's the quote? He's been ridden hard and put away wet. I believe the term is.
That's why he didn't like flying, guys.
What?
Yeah, what was that?
I think it's a motorcycle thing, but yeah, been ridden hard and put away wet.
Is that specific to him, or is that just a phrase you know?
That's just a phrase I know.
I've heard that phrase,
Okay.
Andy. I think it's like saddles or something like that, where they fucking
Maybe,
that's a
yeah.
sheet and get them all weathered.
Ridden hard and put away wet.
That definitely
just
sounds
means-
like a sex joke.
It hasn't been taken care of.
Okay.
You know who was
all right.
ridden hard in this game? The Patriots offense by the Titans defense.
Good effort. I'd say
Bro,
Eddie
that
George
defense, the
and his
defense
3
crushed
point
them.
something yards per carry. Garbage.
That Titans defense had a ton of studs too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, there's some big names on that defense as
Rookie Albert Haynesworth.
Javon Curse.
well. Yeah. Should we talk about Albert Haynesworth?
Yeah, and
I feel like he's got some notable incidents.
Foul, roughing the passer. Do you see that super dirty roughing the passer?
Yeah, it wasn't that dirty, but it was definitely roughing the passer.
I mean, we've been watching these games for the last couple of years, and it's astounding how few, roughing the passers there are.
Yeah.
That nowadays definitely is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would have been in today's NFL, but back then I think I was surprised to see it called.
Oh yeah.
Because we've seen Brady get hit like that before, and there's been no flag. But I mean, with what we know about Albert Haynesworth now, I'd say it's deserved, even though it wasn't at the time.
Maybe they just encouraged him to be who he is today by calling a foul on him on a soft one early.
Yeah.
What do we know about him now?
Well, we know that he's 6'5", 317 pounds, and can run a 4.8 240.
That's pretty quick.
Which is fucking bananas considering Tom Brady ran a 5.28. So
he ran a 4.8.
4.8.
Jeez.
At 317 apparently. So that's absolute wild. Fucking monster of a man. But according to Wikipedia, an incident foreshadowing future incidents with Haynesworth occurred at a Titans training camp in 2003, where Haynesworth kicked his former teammate, center Justin Hartwig, in the chest, then had to be restrained by other teammates. So, started early.
Kicked him in the chest, huh?
Yeah. Was that like a standing kick to the chest? Was he sitting down? Because if it's a standing kick to the chest, that's impressive.
Yeah, I don't know if, he can run fast, but I don't think Haynesworth is getting his foot up to somebody's chest.
Yeah, I don't know. What's his
just saying.
Like?
Maybe it was on his knees or something. I don't know.
All right.
But 3 years later in 2006 is the famous one where in the third quarter of a game against the Cowboys, running back Julius Jones scored a rushing play, and the center, Andre Garrod, I guess, fell to the ground and his helmet was removed by Haynesworth. Haynesworth attempted to stomp on Garrod's head but missed, so he tried it again. Second stomp opened a severe wound on Garrod's forehead, narrow, missing his right eye.
It's a clean play.
That's better. Referee Jerome Boger assessed Haynesworth a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, to which Haynesworth protested by taking off his helmet and throwing it into the turf. Haynesworth was then assessed an additional 15-yard penalty and was ejected from the game. Jesus.
Yeah, but it's on the extra point, so who cares?
Yeah, and then he kicked the locker room attendant in the chest.
He's a good guy, though, I swear.
What's worse, the Jason Garrett or that? That's got to be worse. I don't know.
Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett.
Not Garrett, from the Browns.
Myles Garrett?
With
the helmet smash?
Probably this.
That might.
I don't know. If he connects with the helmet, though, that's going to break
did.
Bone.
He bonked him on the top of the head.
He bonked him.
He did.
It's an incredible word.
And the fact that you can call it a bonk, I think it goes to show that Haynesworth literally trying to curb stomp some dude in the middle of a football play is probably worse to me. He fucking almost took the guy's eye out.
Social media.
All right,
do you want to be hit in the head by Myles Garrett with a football helmet or curb stomped by Albert Haynesworth?
All right, which
would you rather?
Which death is better?
I'll probably take the stomping.
Absolutely.
I might take the helmet to the head. I think it'll be
take the helmet to the head, yeah.
No, I feel like you could really gets you in the head or the eyebrow can knock you out. What you got?
I don't think so.
In 2010, Sylvia Mina, a stripper from New York, claimed in a $10 million lawsuit that Haynesworth impregnated her and left her with no financial assistance.
As I said, he's a good guy. We're not giving him enough.
Are we adding that to the poll, Greg, or like?
he beat somebody up in a traffic altercation. I guess he partially paralyzed somebody while driving in speeds excess of 100 miles an hour in his Ferrari. That was in 2008.
Holy shit.
Do we know what this guy's doing now?
Is he still playing, man?
Yeah.
Well, in 2015, he pled guilty for reckless boating.
In 2019, he revealed his kidneys are failing, is seeking a donor for transplant.
Oh, you made it sad.
Looks like the chickens have come home to roost, if you will.
He's working at Dave & Buster's with that other woman that you're talking about.
In response to Haynesworth's failure to pass a Redskins conditioning test in 2010, the August edition of satire news organization The Onion ran the headline with an accompanying photo. Report: Albert Haynesworth just a mound of ice cream and hot dogs.
He was a fat bitch.
He was. Wasn't he the one that had the play where he just like fell down and then just like gave up on the play and just lay there?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Entirety of a play. That was amazing.
That was legitimately hilarious. That was when he was on the Redskins, right?
Yeah, I think it was the Redskins. Of course it was the Redskins. Who else would it be?
Classic
How many like good years did he have, though? That's the question.
He was pretty good.
He got
was
a
good
bunch
for a while.
of money, I felt like.
Yeah, he got one wicked huge contract, right?
Yeah. Him and Steve were like the same kind of player right around the same time.
07 and 08.
He was way after.
First team All-Pro.
Yeah, because I think the 07, that was his last. How long did he play with the Redskins, or the Titans?
02 to 08.
So it's those last 2 years, right? And that's what got him paid. And then as soon as he got paid, he's like, nah, fuck it.
Was he on the Patriots?
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah.
He didn't even make it out. Did he make it out of training camp?
No, I don't think he made it out of camp.
He lasted less than 4 months with the Patriots. And on November 8th, 2011, Haynesworth was placed on waivers. So, yeah, technically.
Yeah.
His placement on waivers came days after he got into a confrontation with assistant Pepper Johnson on the sidelines.
Ooh.
That's a bad decision.
Yeah, come on. What are you doing?
Bad decision.
Not the Pepper.
Yeah. All right. So they've got guys on both ends of the spectrum. We've got Steve McNair. We've got Albert Haynesworth.
And we got Eddie George.
Eddie George, yep.
Eddie George, I'm going to say something right now.
Uh-oh.
And we're in the circle of trust here. He is an incredibly good-looking man.
He is very good-looking.
Yeah. I think he looks a bit like an alien.
Andy, I think your insecurities are really coming to the surface right now, because if you don't think – and the picture I'm staring at of you right now –
Oh, I'm sorry. Wasn't I the one that brought up the hotness of the Patriots quarterbacks last week?
That's true.
So, I mean, some of these pictures look better.
Maybe you're just racist.
No, it's just the head shape, man.
Dude,
like
come
some
on.
of these pictures. All right, no, I'm going to show you the picture I'm looking at.
Okay.
And you can tell me if I'm wrong. I took it because I was looking at his headshot from the game. So let me put it up so y'all can see this.
I feel like it's like a hot bald head, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Some
It's
dudes
like
are good balls.
Yeah.
But like this is the picture I'm looking at.
I still think he looks good there. He's very symmetrical. He's like angled.
He looks a bit
Strong
like an alien.
Strong,
very
jawline.
strong jawline.
But then if you Google them, like some of these are much better. Like this, like yeah.
I'm
like
going to
that,
get
that's
Kelly
nice.
involved here. Give me a second.
Yeah, what's Kelly got to say?
He looks a lot better, not in a uniform. I think, and I might be the uniform with the shoulders.
He's just a good-looking dude.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this, Andy.
He looks like he could be like on a talk show.
Is he?
He should be.
Dad described
Fact check.
it to me.
What's a fact check?
Does he have a talk show of his own?
Eddie George?
Yeah, because he looks like he should.
He does.
He does look like a talk show host.
Doesn't appear so.
Damn it.
Oh, wait. Oh, God, it's sweet. He does. You want to know what it's called?
Fucking called it, obviously.
Oh.
It's called Radio, by George. I need your opinion on if this is a good-looking man or not. We're getting some female
Professional
opinion
opinion.
here.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Hi, Kelly.
Kelly.
Hey.
All right, Kelly. This guy.
How many Lombardis does he get?
Out of 6.
Yes and no.
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. Some of them are like, some of the pictures are not great.
Look at his smile.
So
Smile's
Kelly's a
good.
no.
But if he's not smiling, he's got that like stare on.
There? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Coming around.
How much you like it?
Well, I think it's all in somebody's personal opinion. I'm not a big bald-headed kind of fan.
That's right.
Careful, Greg. Better hope that hair holds up.
How many stars?
Yeah, Greg.
You kidding me? Greg's gonna shave his head on purpose.
I mean, I give him a 9.
Hey, 9, dude. That's pretty fucking good
He's
looking.
athletic. He has good features.
You should
Seems
see.
like a nice guy.
Okay.
That's all.
I feel like it's a yes or no sort of thing. And
Good at 6'5".
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Takes care of himself.
You should see him fuck.
Have you?
he's got a talk show.
All right, thank you, Kelly.
I think we need to see Greg's search history. Eddie George naked. Eddie George porn. Eddie George penis.
Probably gonna pull up a shitload of results. Honestly, it's
Yeah,
hours
it has to be
looking
better
for it.
than Brett Favre's.
How many Lombardis would you give to Eddie George's penis? Like how many lengthwise? You know,
Oh boy.
how many Lombardis?
Kelly,
Oh, boy.
be gone.
Thought you wanted pizza.
Speaking of sexual innuendos, though, Al Michaels, I feel like back in the day, the primetime commentators were always trying to walk that line. And I think it was because who was the guy that they had in the booth was supposed to be like a comedian, and he didn't work out well. He was like the third guy, and he was always supposed to be like towing the line.
Dennis like O'Leary or something.
Oh, yeah.
Dennis something or other, yeah.
Dennis.
Fuck me. I'm so bad with
Dennis
names.
O'Leary sounds like it could be a
I think
person.
it is.
Dennis
No.
Miller.
Dennis
Miller.
Miller, yes. So I feel like this was like the time when the guys were trying to be edgy, and Al Michaels, like introducing the game, comes in and says, as the 15th week of the NFL season climaxes, and then he starts like introducing the game. Like, why would you? The week climaxes?
Especially the week 15.
Yeah, is that
What's
even
Monday
like?
night?
Yeah,
I guess.
there's a
yeah,
weekday
okay.
climax.
I don't know if I put Sunday Night Scaries as my climax either. You know,
It crescendos,
that's probably the low.
maybe.
Crescendo's a climax. Like I feel like he's trying to shoehorn that in. That's
Michaels.
that's as bad a fit as me doing football, not football. That's Al Michaels trying to do football, not football. But he
said
no
a
John
few
Madden.
questionable things though. At one point, like they go to the PTI crew, and he comes back and says, "I feel your angst like a 6.9 earthquake." Like, is that a 69 reference? What is he trying to
Oh.
say there?
I missed that. Yeah,
I feel like he's
I think-
just trying to be edgy, and he's just really bad at it.
it's just not good at it. He's like me.
Also, I did not know PTI was that old. 2002.
Yeah, and that was the
Same
halftime show
guys.
apparently. Which fuck that. I'm glad that didn't make it into the recording that we watched.
Another Al Michaels thing after they showed PTI, he said, "Those guys are a very unusual combination," as in a black guy and a Jewish guy. Like, it's also questionable thing to say.
That's pretty questionable.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they were definitely trying to make this like because it turned into a blowout in the second half, and they were trying the best to make it like still watchable and like an event. So they had Hank Williams Jr. in the booth too. I think it was in probably the fourth quarter.
Oh, he sucked.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, well, you know, because you're the guy that does the are you ready for some football? So are you?" Like, bro, it's the fourth quarter. He's been ready for some football from Nashville, but he was garbage.
He was so bad.
He had
I got
literally
you a
nothing
cowboy
important to say. Yeah, so he brought Madden the cowboy hat, which Madden tried to put it on, but then he didn't have his headphones, so he couldn't actually commentate. And then he gave Al Michaels red suspenders. And you could tell Michaels was like not having. He's like, I thought it was a seatbelt. What the fuck?
I have a confession to make. I've watched all the games so far except this one. At that point, when he pulled out the cowboy hat, I skipped forward like 10 minutes. I was like, I can't.
You've watched every minute of every game, Steve?
the podcast I've been on. Yeah, I didn't watch a couple that I wasn't on early.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. Yeah, I did the same. Once we got to the fourth quarter, I just had it on the background. I was like doing other stuff. I'm like, eh.
So I'm literally on the worst game that you guys have seen so
Yeah.
far.
It's up there. We've had some games in Miami when Brady first started that were.
See, I missed those games.
This
I didn't
bad.
watch that Miami game. So this is
Yeah, I
probably
think
the
that-
worst one so
I think
far.
the first Miami game was probably right now the only game I'd give a 0 to. 0 Lombardis in terms of watchability score.
What did you give this one?
I'll give this one a half.
I'll give it a 1.
But you just talked about how good the commentators were, Andy.
There's a bunch of great names in it, which made
it didn't. It's not a redeeming factor, Greg.
When you talk about great names, are you saying like funny names or
no,
like
there's like players that like
names?
you hadn't thought about, like
names.
Steve McNair, dude. You know, he was like
Javon Curse.
Javon Curse is on it. Yep.
Yep.
Samari Roll.
Yeah.
Keith Bullock. He was
Keith
fucking
Bullock.
sick in this game.
Frank Wycheck.
Yep.
Who was the other cornerback?
Dyson.
Yes.
There's the cornerback Dyson and the receiver Dyson. Remember Kevin Dyson?
Yep.
He was like their best
Dyson
receiver.
brothers.
Right.
Was
Derek
Kevin
Mason.
Dyson in this game? He didn't do anything.
Yeah, he was in it. One of them was injured. There's another one they had that was super good.
Derek Mason.
Yeah.
Derek Mason was awesome in this game.
Yeah.
He was like their best
Yeah,
player.
Dyson was injured and Mason was in. But yeah, they had 2 fucking sick receivers.
I honestly thought Holcomb might have been their best player in this game, which is weird because I don't even know who that is.
Neither do I.
Yeah, he was like they just picked him up, I think, was it from the Rams or something?
Yeah,
he was the third down back, and he absolutely gashed the team.
He was incredible. We couldn't stop him. Every time he got the ball, he ran for like 20 yards.
Yeah.
He had 8.9 average. And Greg said like 81.
And Eddie George had like a 3.0 average.
Yeah.
So,
It's a pretty good team.
yeah, talent.
It's a shame they had Jeff Fisher, huh?
Yes. Talent-wise, they were stacked.
So I was shocked. They showed Jeff Fisher's record at one point. I didn't write it down, but it was above 500 by like 20 games. I thought he was 500 like his whole career, but apparently he actually was decent at one point.
I think this run with the Titans basically got him like
all the way to the Rams.
All the leeway in the world.
Yeah, I wrote this
to
down.
fail afterwards.
I looked into this, and I wrote it down because it was funny. So I looked back to when he started. So you're right. He since like '99, he'd been good. He had like a couple 13-3 years.
Yeah.
So, but he took over. His first full season was in '95. They went 7-9. 96, they went 8-8. 97, they went 8-8. 98, they went 8-8. And I was like clicking through on Pro Football Reference, and I was like, "Is this loading correctly?" But it was. It was just the same fucking record every year.
Holy shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he had a few good years in a row because he finished. He was at Tennessee / Houston for 17 years. And was 142 and 120 overall. It's not bad. So 542, which is above 500. But then he went to the Rams and was never over 500 in any of the seasons with them.
Was he 7-9 every year?
Let's see. With the Rams, he was 7-8-1, 7-9, 6-10, 7-9, and then 4-9 before he got fired. So basically,
it's like hitting the minimum to not get fired is what he did forever.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Yeah, because if you win, go ahead, Steve.
Didn't he have a record he was trying to set with like a number of losses or something like that?
Oh,
he was like one away from it, and he retired. He got fired right before he would have broke the record for most losses as a head coach or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that, wasn't it?
Just embodied his if I was him, I'd be like, let me get another coaching gig. I just want to go.
I just need to lose one more game.
Just a game. Yeah, just sign up to be like the Redskins interim, but at the end of the season,
right? When someone gets fired, which happens all the time every year, just bring me in for the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Wasn't it he got fired right after he played the Pats, right? When he was about to set that record?
Was it? I remember we dominated him because that was the game that Blunt had that 4th and 1 carry that he ran for a touchdown. Was it like the beginning of Jared Goff's career too or something like that? Something like that. Let's see. Patriots against Jeff Fisher. When was the last game we played against him? PatriotsDynasty.info/search/games. 2016 was their last game against him. Patriots beat him 26-10.
I think he does have the most losses ever.
Really?
Yeah, that was the Blount
Impressive.
4th and 1.
I feel like that's like a really achievement though. It's like Brett Favre throwing the most interceptions.
Yeah,
you have to be.
You got to be around
to get there. Yeah,
good enough to still be there. Yeah,
it's true.
Tom Coughlin's on there, number 5.
That's
Don
surprising.
Shula, Tom Landry.
Tom Coughlin could have a couple years left in him. He could catch Jeff Fisher.
How long did Don Shula coach for if he has both the most wins and the most losses in NFL history?
It's a good question.
Isn't
Great question.
Belichick's chasing him, and he's still like 40 wins away?
Yeah, it's like
This is from Pro Football Coaches Records, Coaches Total. Here we go. This is what we need.
Don Shula.
Don Shula, 490 and 328. Jeez.
Wow.
Oh, wait. No, 328 and 156.
How many seasons is that?
33
So he played
years.
almost 500 coaches.
33 years as a head coach.
Oh, dude. You're right, Steve. He is exactly tied for the most losses ever with Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves.
165 losses.
What's Jeff Fisher's
who had
overall
more
record?
wins? Reeves must have more wins, right?
Yeah, Reeves is 190 and 165. Fisher is 173 and 165.
That is so perfect.
Wow. I mean, that's fascinating.
I could see Jeff Fisher coming back.
That's what I'm saying. Just give me one more
let's
loss.
bring him back.
Bring him back for week 17. No one cares, And the other team's sitting there starters anyways.
I could see a dumb organization just bringing him in like as a fresh start. Like, oh yeah, we need a fresh start. Let's bring in Jeff Fisher. He'll be able to get us to 500.
He probably could. I think anyone is 7-9. The Jets would be like, ooh, 7-9 looks pretty good right now.
Oh, man. My favorite thing so far has been to go to the Jets subreddit
Oh,
this season. They are melting. They're not even melting down already. They're just numb to it, I think.
That's
Just the
honestly,
fact that Adam Gase is still their quarterback, their head coach.
I like reading about that shit more than I like reading about the Patriots or any other Boston sports. Is Jets tears is like my number one.
Yeah, I figured you'd be the same.
Oh, I love it.
You fucking hate them.
Every little bit of it.
All right, should we do some best and worst for this then?
Yeah, let's get there.
All right, Steve, you guys go first there.
No, I'm gonna pass on going first. You go first.
All right, Greg, you want to go first?
Nah, I'm going to pass as well.
All right, I'll go
You
first.
want me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you go first.
All right, I tried to take some notes. Let's see. All right, best Belichick's jacket that he was wearing was incredible. It was like a starter jacket, bright red.
Yes.
I want that thing.
There's one
Like,
with the elastics
give me
on
that.
the wristband, right? And like the
Yeah.
V-neck.
Yeah.
And the
nice
elastic on the I have one like that, but it's blue, and it actually has a number 11 and Bledsoe on the back of it.
What? You have one?
And
of
it's
those?
fucking legit, yeah.
Greg, I
Yeah.
still have your original starter jacket.
The Patriots one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm surprised it still fits you, dude.
I just felt like the red Pat starter jacket. Like you never see that. I've never
with
seen
the old
that
school
before.
like
It was
Pat's
awesome.
like scroll text logo on it.
Yeah, it was
With like the curly P.
I want to find that in Belichick's closet.
You can find it on eBay.
Oh, we may have to
Gotta
look.
go on eBay.
Patriots red starter jacket.
It's like a poofy windbreaker, though. It's not like the zip down one with the hood. It's like no
Yeah.
hood,
Yeah.
neck, elastics at the wrists and at the waist.
Oh my god, yeah. And is that kind of like shiny material too?
Yeah. That thing was
God awful.
absolute fire. You have a worse,
Yeah.
Scott?
Well, can I give another best? I tried to focus on the positives because the game was so bad. I didn't want to just like say.
Surprised you
worst.
found more than one.
All right, so this was my first like old Pats game I had watched in a while. So my best was actually Tom Brady's like butt chin. No one ever talked, like it just vanished one day, but like he used to have a nice butt chin. I don't know what happened to it.
We were legit talking about that last week, weren't we? Like where did it's
Well,
just
why?
gone. Like he must have had some work done. And I think what
so?
we decided was that if you were married to Giselle, you would also have work done. Wasn't that where we landed?
Yeah, whatever I gotta do. We're good.
Maybe it's like all the water he drinks just like went straight to his chin.
The liability.
Dimple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gone though. You're right.
I know, like that blew my mind because all the old pictures of him, they show him with that little dimple butt chin,
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden, it's just not there anymore.
So then, is that a best or a worst?
Age.
I said best. I like the little butt chin. I kind of miss it.
Oh, was your worst that it disappeared?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. My worst was gonna be the field because it was so bad, but we already talked about that.
Oh, it was awful though.
It was really, really bad.
It was literally, and I mean this literally, painted dirt. Like they were out there with spray paint guns, like painting the field green and the sidelines white. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
Did you guys hear those Jets?
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you give a Jets reference on this podcast?
Oh,
Yeah, right, you son of a bitch.
that,
And you're wearing green? Who the fuck are you, Steve?
the Celtics.
Doesn't matter. Still green.
The only way to get rid of a butt chin is with an implant.
All right, there it is.
Step check.
So we got work done.
Dude, he probably got a chin implant. If that's implanted, what else is implanted?
His whole arm.
Asterisk.
Yeah, he's fucking deflating balls, implanting chins, dude. We can't trust anything this man says.
Oh, fuck me. He's still beautiful.
All right, I
He
have
is.
two best as well now.
Whoa, two
Oh,
best.
okay.
One was the ref cam in
God
2000.
damn it, that was my best. Go ahead.
I didn't know that was a thing in 2002.
We've talked about it earlier.
It's not a thing now. I see it in college football. I never really see it in the pros.
Yeah, it's such a great view.
It was sick when he got hit in the head with the ball. Were you going to talk
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
Going
that was going to be my best. Was the ref cam? Tom Brady drilled a referee in the face, like whoever the guy stands in the middle, like drilled him square in the face, and he's the one that was wearing the camera. And the video of it is amazing. I'll put it on the website, and I'll put it on.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed that when I skipped through.
Oh yeah, you missed it. It was awesome.
Oh, he got. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick for you boys.
The ref tried to act cool afterwards too, because he had just been drilled in the face. But you could tell he was pretty shook. He was pretty shook.
I would be shook too. Tom Brady just pegged
And
me.
it was a cannon too. Like it wasn't just like a quick throw.
Yeah.
He was trying to gun it into the tight end coming across the middle. So let me.
I can't wait for the quarterback cam that we'll get eventually, like the VR.
Oh yeah.
So we
Yeah,
can
why
watch.
isn't that a thing now?
Yeah, I want to watch Jameis Winston stare down a receiver and throw a pick Just from his.
So here you go. Here's the cam. Pow, right in the kiss.
Dude, that's awesome.
Right? What a great. And here's the actual.
What an idiot! What an idiot!
I mean, he didn't go down to his. He's on his feet still.
Yeah, but like an absolute cannon shot.
Yeah.
Right, like square. Amazing. Also, like if you're a referee, fucking duck. What are you doing,
Yeah,
dude?
get out of the. What are you watching? What are
He
you?
was staring right at it.
Almost an interception too. God damn it. Amazing though.
I guess that could be a worse, Andy. You know, ref getting in the way of Tom Brady. He would have been like
No, it was worth it for the content.
14
Still the
of
best.
40.
We were already done at that point. It was just like.
Yeah,
when-
that's in the fourth.
Brady probably did that on purpose. He's like, check out the sick view I can get.
My other best is I was so bored in this game. They had a promo for the Nets Celtics Christmas Day game, so I looked it up.
Yeah, they did.
Scalabrine played for the Nets then. He
Played for
scored
the
2
Nets?
points in the game, and they blew us out like crazy.
They smoked us.
Oh, great.
Damn it.
Paul
This
Pierce,
is not a good weekend for
Paul Pierce
Boston
had like
sports
40
teams.
shots. He was like 12 for 40.
Oh, that's
Yeah. 81,
rough.
117.
Dude, I'm getting fucking ads for fucking cleft chin bullshit.
cleft
Dude,
chin
I'm getting
implants.
for some reason like preparation H. Oh, never mind. That's different.
Oh, good.
For real though, why preparation H? That was a joke, but I am getting preparation H ads. It's like they know me better than I know myself.
They
Just
do.
Googled Eddie George a bunch. Maybe he has some connection there.
Maybe it's the Haynesworth. It's a pseudonym for something.
Dave and Buster's?
All right. What you got? Best and worst.
All right,
All right.
best and worst.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I'll go. I got my worst. I've been holding this take for a little bit because I didn't want to admit to it, but I think Antoine Smith kind of sucks.
He's not as good as I remember. I'll give you
Yes, I remember thinking he was like a power back. Maybe I'm thinking Corey Dillon, that era.
that. No, I
But
thought the
Antoine
same
Smith
thing.
just not doing for him. He had 6 carries for 31 yards with 1 rush of 23.
Yeah.
So he had 5 carries for what, 8 yards?
Pretty
Woof,
much.
dude. Woof.
Yeah, the
He was
run game
bad.
in this game
He was good. Like when we first started watching him, we've seen his decline. We've seen the back half of it here.
Yeah.
I
Remember
think
when
you're right. Yeah.
he first got on this podcast? We were talking about how they signed him from the Bills.
Yeah.
And he was sick. Like the first.
Well, remember they had their choice between him and Priest Holmes, but Priest Holmes was more expensive, so they went with the cheaper option, and it was Antoine Smith. I think got them what they needed in 2001.
And then
He
they
was good enough to win the Super Bowl, right?
Would you rather have Antoine Smith and Corey Dillon or Priest Holmes? Because they kind of went and got Corey Dillon when Priest Holmes was still pretty good, I would think.
It's probably
Corey
true.
Dillon was sick. I might choose those two.
I mean, yeah, I wonder what the overlap would be between Priest Holmes, his career, and when he was good versus Corey Dillon. I don't know.
Probably pretty close, right? Corey won a Super Bowl with us for sure.
Yeah, that's got to be coming pretty soon, I think.
And
03,
Priest
04
Holmes
maybe?
set touchdown records right around then too, if I remember. Him and LT those 2 years back to back.
Right.
Yeah. Antoine Smith doesn't get any better from here on out.
No. How long does he play for?
3 more years. He's 1 more year in New England. All
right. And then Corey Dillon comes in 04, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
okay.
I didn't know Antoine Smith went to Tennessee and then New Orleans.
I don't know either.
I vaguely remember him in New Orleans. I don't remember Tennessee.
Yeah. Ran for like 700 yards in New Orleans.
Damn. That's
Buffalo was first. Yeah.
How long was he there?
He was there for 4 years.
The 4-3.
Yeah, and then kind of like he was really good and then kind of tailed off because he wasn't getting as much usage.
Yeah.
The new coaching system, if I recall.
Looks like that's true.
Yeah.
My best from this game, Rohan Davey getting some action.
He did.
the fucking Jamaican cannon from the bayou.
An
Talk about
absolute
a
garbage
country boy, dude. A
Yeah,
Jamaican that played at LSU. God, I bet that guy's got some sick
He's about the same
stories.
size as Steve too.
Dude, he was a thick boy.
Boy,
Do you want to do a guess his weight?
Sure.
235.
Okay,
258.
Whoa.
Steve.
I'll go 264.
6'2", 245.
Damn.
Wow, he was thick with 2 C's, boy.
I think they said McNair was 230.
Yeah, how much is it was
Because they said Brady was 225, McNair was 230, but they were built different.
yeah.
Because McNair was like built like a linebacker.
Yeah.
And
I
Brady
feel like
was,
McNair is shaving a few pounds off of that. There's no way.
I think he's a bit more than that.
Or Brady's adding some on. I don't know.
What was Jared Lorenzen? Let's
The hefty lefty.
We'll put that as the benchmark. Yeah, the round mound of touchdown.
Yeah.
He had to have been 3.
No way.
I would love
The
to
Pillsbury
compare
Throwboy.
Cam Newton,
What
Steve
was he?
McNair, and Ben Roethlisberger size.
He was 6'4", 315 pounds.
315.
Damn. Hang on, what did we say Albert Haynesworth was?
Yeah, right around there, 325.
Yeah.
I think.
The
Albert Haynesworth-
Pillsbury throw
350.
boy. The hefty lefty.
Who ran a faster
He beat-
40? Albert Haynesworth or the
Oh,
Pillsbury
gotta be
Throwboy?
Haynesworth. Haynesworth.
He ate me.
Albert Haynesworth with 335.
The-
35. I bet Haynesworth ran a faster 40 for sure.
Yeah, it's
This-
not even close.
What a story Jared Lorenzen is, huh? He actually played in the NFL as a 300-pound quarterback. That is just
Fucking right.
incredible.
Inspirational.
Never give up on your dreams.
Yeah.
He died though recently, didn't he? I think it was like an unexpected thing too.
He might have. I know he really struggled with weight after he played.
Yeah, no, I think he did though.
Dude,
I feel like we talked about it.
when he came out of the womb, he was 13 pounds, 3 ounces. Jeez.
Damn.
Christ. It's a fucking wide load, dude. Talk about being built different. 13-pound baby coming out of the womb.
Oh man. Mom just gives birth to linebackers.
All right, Andy, what's your best and worst?
All right. My worst was Brady throwing a pick six because we haven't talked about it.
That was the game. That was the game change on that play. It was over.
That was it. Yeah.
That touchdown to open the second half.
Yep.
Force a punt. Boom. Pick six.
And then literally the first play.
Yeah.
Brady throws it
over. Flashbacks to the other game where we threw it to Logan Ryan to end Brady's career.
Yeah. It felt similar.
Rich Cody, shout out white defensive backs. I'm going to shout out every white defensive back I come across because I don't think there's been one in like 10 years, right?
Jason Sehorn.
Yeah, he hasn't played in 10 years.
It's probably true.
Adam Archuleta.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
John Lynch is somewhat recent, right?
I think it's cornerbacks, I think is what it is now, isn't it? Because Harrison Smith is probably white.
Oh, he definitely is.
No,
although I was looking up the black quarterbacks thing, Patrick Mahomes is black?
Yeah,
of course.
What?
He
is?
Yeah.
I don't know. He looks white now, I guess. I don't.
He sounds white. Is that what
where do you even draw that line?
Fucking racist.
If we're all from Pangea, right? So we're all.
Yeah, I was reading
Cradle of Civilization. We're all.
I was reading another book by Bill Bryson, something about the body, and apparently the color of your skin is literally like the top paper thin layer of your epidermis. That's the only thing that's different between you and Patrick Mahomes, Greg.
Yeah,
is that top layer?
And I have a stronger arm.
Well, you do have a butt chin implant as well.
Yeah, and a better looking wife.
Oh shit! Shots fired. They're not married yet, though.
I know. What an idiot! 25 years old. He's about to make $500 million. Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
God,
I said make him an idiot. I'm pretty.
Well, I would immediately divorce my wife if I became That's what I'm saying. You know?
We are an hour and 12 minutes in. I'm going to cut this so I can send it to Kelly.
No, I just pull the fucking Steve McNair. There's a warning. No, there's the warning. Christ. You know.
Oh fuck! There it is. Speaking of worst, I have another worst, and it's our stat check department. This probably includes me, but we talked about how in the Snow Bowl game, Tom Brady's rushing touchdown was the longest of his career. Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh.
It was his touchdown in this game.
10 yards?
Everybody remembers, for a whole 10 yards. Where he did a QB sneak for 10 yards.
Yeah, it wasn't even like it was a design QB sneak.
He just goosed the center and ran off his ass.
Goosed him.
That's got to be the longest sneak of all time.
His 10-yard touchdown was the longest of his career. So,
wow.
Good for him.
That's got to be his longest QB sneak anywhere on the field, though. He could have kept going for 20 yards.
So I'm sure it's his longest QB sneak, but he's had longer run. I think his longest is like 20-something yards. I want to say it was against the Raiders or the Bengals.
That play was.
I thought he looked a little faster now than he does, then than he does now. He looks pretty slow now when he runs.
To be fair, he's 40 years
true.
old now, so 20 years, it'll do that to him, man.
Yeah,
I'm a little slower now too than I was in high school.
We're trying to get Scott to do a 40-yard dash and see if he's faster than Tom Brady or not. He's convinced.
I feel like we should all do that.
I'll do that. I'm definitely faster.
I'm not.
You said it earlier. It's like 5'2" or something like that.
It was like 5'2", something like that.
I think I've got that.
It's all about the start.
Yeah, there's no way I have that.
We're going to do it this weekend, right?
That was the word on the street.
Yeah.
But,
All right.
I had one more note.
Yeah.
I have an apology to make specifically to Steve. I listened to some of the episodes from the middle of the summer, and I was being a dick to you. And I want you to know that I listened to it, and I was being an asshole, and I apologize, Steve. I wasn't mad at you. I was mad at myself, okay? I was struggling through quarantine, and I'm sorry. That being said...
There it is. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop.
I asked for a timestamp in the Week 8 game against the Broncos. At 45 minutes into that episode, you made the claim that Ryan Tannehill and Josh Allen were terrible quarterbacks. And I said we were going to give weekly updates once the NFL started. So, We check our notes here, Steve.
Okay.
Week 1, NFL. Ryan Tannehill, 29 of 43 for 249 yards, 2 touchdowns and no picks, 97.9 rating, including a game-winning drive in the fourth quarter. Josh Allen,
16 points.
Josh Allen, 33 of 46 for 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and a 104.6 rating in a win for the Buffalo Bills.
Who did they beat?
Against the Jets.
The case is not closed. I will admit that, but I will update every week. It seems like you're losing the argument after week 1, though.
I feel I'm pretty confident. Less so in Josh Allen, more so in Ryan Tannehill.
I'm on Team Greg for sure. Both those guys are solid.
Do you have him on your fantasy team?
I don't. I just like them.
Josh Allen, I think, is the truth. He threw for 300 yards. I think he could be good.
He's a roller coaster. He can be really good or really bad. I think Tannehill sucks. I think we all know Tannehill sucks. We watched him in the Dolphins for years.
I think Steve might be able to throw for 300 yards against the Jets, though. just based on pure anger alone.
But like we were saying in that,
shitty.
Yeah, in that episode, we were saying that it's very circumstantial of how good a quarterback is. Like you're on a bad organization.
Yeah,
you're gonna look, and we've only seen Tannehill on the Dolphins, so it's like it could be a product of being on a shitty team. You know,
that's true.
I mean,
Sam Darnold's Exhibit 1.
Nick Foles is only good in the playoffs somehow, so I don't get that at all.
Big dick.
Tannehill had a bunch of different coaches too, though. He had a bunch of different systems to try and succeed in. But
who did Tannehill?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, I got a question, a theoretical question. Whose career would you rather have, Nick Foles or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Nick Foles.
Yeah, Foles for sure.
Foles?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, just compare nicknames. I think that kind of answers your question, no?
Fitzmagic is. He gets a
lot of this, but it's also Fitztragic.
Maybe a better comparison would be like Doug Flutie or Fitzmagic. I feel they're pretty similar.
I think Fitzpatrick made more money.
If it's Fitzpatrick and Doug Flutie, I'm going Fitzpatrick because I like to reach things on the top shelf.
What?
I mean, I'd have Doug Flutie because he did that drop kick. He seemed to play like a little bit more than just quarterback on shit teams forever.
He did. He also played for the Patriots, so that's a plus.
Also, I don't know if you know this, but
both of them super good for the Bills.
Fitzpatrick went to Harvard, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
He did? Why doesn't anybody ever say that?
People forget that.
Who would guess that?
Oh, fuck.
I actually wrote a blog about this.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Which one?
You don't read my blogs that I put on our website, Andy?
I do, but you haven't written one in so long, I've forgotten them.
Sir?
Let's see here. I broke it down by a few different categories. Off the field reputation, I gave it to Foles for the big dick Nick.
Fair.
Legacy, I gave it to Nick Foles because he won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Money, Fitzpatrick has made more. He made $58 million compared to $30 for Nick Foles.
Nick Foles is younger though, isn't he? So he's still got a few years on him.
Yeah.
So does Fitzpatrick though.
It might change.
Future prospects, I think if you're talking about who could make the next step like into the booth, it's definitely Fitzpatrick, right?
Definitely.
He's way more charisma. Yeah, he's a Harvard guy.
He's probably pretty smart.
He got a 49 on the fucking
on the Wonderlic, yeah.
On the Wonderlic.
What a dickhead.
And then finally, I based him on sex appeal, and I mean it's pretty clear that Fitzpatrick wins that one.
That's true.
Just the beard alone.
Is this a new blog post or is this one you've had up?
No, I wrote it back when he was on Tampa Bay. Remember he showed up at that press conference with the sunglasses and the chest hair coming out. That's when I wrote it because I was like, "Oh man, this guy is fucking killing it right now."
that was peak Fitzpatrick, wasn't it? Because didn't he come in for Winston and throw like 4 touchdowns or something? Yeah. Just torch somebody.
I'll bet that the Patriots sign him for like 1 year as a backup. Like Brian Hoyer moves on, stick Fitzpatrick back there.
I don't know if they could afford him.
Dude, I found an Eagles fan that has a tattoo of, it says, it's an eagle perched on a Lombardi with a Brady jersey in its hand. and it says Big Dick Nick over it.
As you do.
Imagine getting so Philadelphia to get a
Yeah. Completely forgetting about the first one.
yeah.
So just
have
think,
another
though,
man's penis tattooed on you. Essentially, is what he did.
But just think what would happen. Just think of the tattoos that would come out of a Buffalo Bills Super Bowl victory.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be
That
like
is
full back tattoos
Yeah.
in that same vein.
Which is great. I didn't realize, I guess,
Unintended.
on me, but the Music City Miracle was the year before. It was like 99, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the last time Buffalo was kind of in the playoffs and relevant.
Mm.
They were in
Haven't they not
recently.
won a home playoff game since then, right? Didn't they win the week before and then that happened?
Something like that.
You might be right.
I don't think it was in the wild card round. I thought it was like the division or something like that.
Yeah, that was the year that Flutie started like all the games and got him to the playoffs, and then they put Rob Johnson in like week 17,
yes.
and he lit it up. So they started him in the playoffs.
And then they put Flutie back in, and he brought him
Yes.
back, and then the
and then the miracle happened, dude. Poor Doug.
Buffalo hasn't won a home playoff game since whatever before that was.
Since Jim Kelly.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Not good.
Still, that'd be Bills and Lions.
Yeah, that was eye-opening listening to a Lions fan talk about.
Dude,
And then
be a
watching
football
week
fan.
one. Yeah. And then watching week one where they just got absolutely wrecked at the
He
end.
was mad on the group chat.
I'm surprised. I feel like he'd be numb to that by now, but I guess.
He was
so pissed. He was yelling at all us. You were complaining about
For not.
like the Celtics losing or something stupid like that.
Yeah, whatever.
That was pretty bad though.
Bad. Classic Lions.
Mm.
What's the
All right,
next like,
boys.
terrible way that they're going to lose? Like, what's worse? Like, how can they lose worse? What's happening next?
They'll find a way. Don't put limits on their creativity, Scott. They'll find a
Yeah,
way.
that's fair.
Like, they'll fumble it on like a kneel to run the clock out.
Ooh, that'd be
Stafford
a
will
He goes
throw
to-
it over
he
his
does
head
the-
by
yeah,
accident.
yeah.
They'll return it for a touchdown.
It slips.
Sorry, Trevor.
I did see some blog post or something back in the day. Some guy, a Browns fan, ranked all of the Browns' losses by how heartbreaking they were, starting with the most heartbreaking all the way through, and there was like hundreds of them, and they were just like a couple lines for each game, and just the way that the Cleveland Browns can lose football games will blow your absolute mind.
I really
It's
want
incredible.
to look that up and attach to the show notes.
Okay, yeah, every Browns loss since 1999 ranked.
How many are there? It's got to be a lot.
186.
Oh.
Ouch.
Sorry, 186. 186 through 138. These aren't that bad. Yeah. Let's
Here's what
pick
they
one at
labeled the
random.
worst of the worst.
Number 67 at Baltimore, 2004, Week 9, 27-13. In a game that included a 7-yard punt by the Browns, a tip drill interception by Ed Reed in his own end zone was returned to 106 yards for the game-sealing touchdown.
And that was what, number 67?
What's number one?
67.
No. I feel like
all
we
right.
should do these and really. Maybe let's wait for the Cleveland game. Read through them and then do that.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, we'll save some of
I
these.
have
'cause
someone
these are good.
lined up for that game too.
Hey, we could do a Browns on Browns just on this post.
Browns on Browns on Browns.
Yeah, this is bad. It's 2001 was the number one game.
2001.
These are bad. Oh, the loss against New England where they were up
Oh,
26-14 and New England came back.
with the onside kick.
Yeah, that's number 6.
Mark Farrelly was at that game and left early and had to listen to it in the
Yeah.
parking lot.
Never leave a game early.
Yeah.
Patriots scored a touchdown with 61 seconds left, recover the onside kick, and then score another touchdown 30 seconds later. To win 27-26.
We got
That was number 6. That's not even top
2003.
5. Not even top 5.
All right, let's save it for the Browns.
All right.
Anything on the Titans?
I don't think I have anything else on the Titans.
You can call them the Tits, which is really cool. I like that.
The Titans of industry.
All right, boys. What do we have next week? Next week, we are at home against the Jets in a game that has playoff implications.
Do I just skip the rest of the season? Anybody?
We're against the Jets game.
A little bit. Yeah, we may. Yeah, I don't think we're going to want to talk about the Jets game, but
yeah, I mean,
we'll get through it.
Greg, remember when we were at the Titans game, Greg, and we were just getting the doors blown off. This is like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Nashville, we paid all that money, and then they just got the shit kicked out of us. I was wearing your starter jacket, and I want to leave, and you're like, you got to sit and take your lumps.
Yep.
So I think we're going to do the Jets episode next week.
That's true. That's
Greg,
true.
I think you should get blind drunk for it, though.
Who are we playing? The Jets?
The Jets at home with playoff implications. I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I tell you it doesn't go great.
All right. I'll be there. I'm not gonna talk about the game though. That's my promise. It's like I'll show up, but I'm gonna make a mockery of the pod.
So how is this any different from any other week?
Let me guess, you're not gonna watch the game either.
What do you want me to research, Andy? I'll find something that's completely unrelated.
Yeah.
I'll get you something.
Greg, you gave us a great story about Steve McNair. I heard about Dave and Buster's waitresses. About everything.
That's my niche here. Is I'm the research guy, not the watch guy.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're the derailer.
Yes, that as well. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
So if you have any comments about any of the Brown brothers, what are we saying? Tell us who's your least favorite, why it's Steve, and by how much. You can you can rate this podcast at ratethispodcast.com/patspod.
Are you talking to me? Because I'll give Steve by far the worst. He's the worst by a shit ton.
That's fine. I'll just get Trevor to give me a really nice one.
He's the worst by like 8 Dave and Buster's waitresses.
Iranian Dave and Buster's.
Sorry, I forgot that part.
Yeah, so if you want to go to ratethispodcast.com/patspod, you can rate the podcast. You can tell us how much you hate Steve. Or tell us how great Greg's insights into these games have been.
Yeah. Oh, the field was bad?
Dude, if they don't give me highlights, there's nothing I can do. It's out of my control.
It isn't, but okay. Glad you think that.
How about this? I'll give a little recap on the playoffs next week.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because we're not going to last week of the season.
We're not going to. Okay. I'll give the AFC side next week and then the NFC side the week after.
Do it the other way around, but yeah, that sounds great.
Why the other way around?
Give us the NFC next week because the Patriots are part of the AFC picture at the end.
Yeah. We're going to play the what if game.
Get into that.
Play what if. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right, gentlemen. Pleasure as always. Enjoy your evenings. And we'll see you next week on the Patriots Dynasty Podcast. See you later.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later.